what I wrote down in my studies, what I have on my notes that I was searching up perplexity today on letting go without forgetting. Once again, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I will be sipping some of this cinnamon tea, right? And educating and sharing what I found in ancient texts, religious scriptures that are all saying the same thing but different things, but are all leading back to the same source. Mm. So without further ado, let's go, right? But what an intriguing question, right? What is your body trying to forget that your mind still remembers, right? So what I was looking up earlier this morning, I was in the Bible, I was in the Quran, and I was just getting information on trying to see how I can convey my message and speak differently and get you guys to understand that you need to use your past as a school, as a training ground, as a lesson, right? To understand that that is not who you are, right? Right? Like God didn't just let what has already happened to you happen to you for no apparent reason, and for you to still be who you are right now and carry the burdens of your past with you. No, right? It was meant to be a school. So from the Quran, right, there's this word called takakul, right? It means this. Takakul means the past is remembered as a lesson and a test, but not as a chain that defies your worth or future possibilities. How beautiful is that, right? Right in a holy book. In the Bible, it also says, pause in 55:22. Cast your burdens upon the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never allow the righteousness to be shaken. Right? How amazing is that? Now let's look at the word cast, right? Cast is a strong word because it is throwing or falling, right? Everything you have onto the Lord, right? But not forgetting, right? So throwing everything, right? The weight of the anguish, the shame, the fear, right? Not quietly either, right? Like this is actually like just putting everything out there, right? Like fully embracing, like letting go of everything, right? And I'm just here to say this one more time. Like I do not know everything, you know. I am in this world just like you, right? Trying to figure everything out, trying to be a good father, trying to be a good person for society, trying to still serve at the highest level possible, whatever that might look like. And for right now in this chapter, in this journey in my life, that is me showing up as a great dad for my kids, right? As a great leader for my business, my community, my circle, right? So if you're seeing this video, if you're watching this right now, you're in the right time, in the right place in your life, right? And I don't want you to rush to somewhere because you'll be rushing nowhere quicker, right? You're at the right place at the right time. You're supposed to be hearing this message, all right? So I started this off by just questioning myself, right? Getting to know who I am, right? Because that's how I learn better. Just learning who I am so I connect who I am with meaning so that way I can better convey a better message to you guys, right? So some of the questions were, what am I afraid will happen if I loosen this grip, right? For me, that's if I loosen the grip of me, just trying to be a good father, right? Learning as much as I can, being a good leader, reading as many books as I can, right? Another question, what facts about the situation I must never deny or minimize, even as I let go, right? For me, is knowing that God is always with me. God is always with you. He's in every single one of you, right? When I'm talking to people, I'm always trying to look at the godly version of them, right? I'm never talking to like the base level version of them because we are all blessed and highly favored. We are all this have the same spark that was created at the very beginning of this universe. We all have this, right? So I know for a fact that God is always watching over me. God has always been with me through my struggles, through my celebrations, right? Through everything, closer than my own breath, right? So another question I was asking myself. So I'm just questioning myself, right? Like self mastery. Like you will never be able to master yourself, but you can always try. This is just one of the things that I like to do. I like to sip on some tea that's going to boost up my metabolism, grow some more neurons in my brain, and help other people potentially raise their consciousness through my learning journey, right? I also heard Myron Golden say on YouTube not too long ago, he said, YouTube become let your let your learning curve become your earning curve. I was like, ooh, that's so good because we can always learn. Like you're never gonna know ever, you know what I mean? So why not continue to get smarter, to continue to get stronger, to continue to show up and serve at a higher level every single month, whatever it might be for you. It could be once a month, something simple. Weekend warrior. Hey, I get it. You wanna be a weekend warrior? You could be a weekend warrior. You know what I'm saying? But hey, for me, it's just knowing that I have that responsibility. It's knowing that I've been blessed and highly favored. That I have something to give to the world, and you do too. If you're watching this, you do. All right. So, cheers to that. And to kind of just close the book, right? To kind of just sit with what you're learning, right? Because you want to meditate on this stuff. You don't only just want to just write it down and just teach it, right? You want to meditate on this stuff. I've been meditating on this stuff. Been meditating, right? I'm not gonna just come on here and just teach it and not know what the hell I'm talking about. No, like letting go without forgetting for me, for sure, has been like my grandma. She passed away. It seems like it was just yesterday, but it was probably like 10, 12 years ago now, and it's just like just yesterday. And my best friend passed away in a car accident too. It felt like it was just yesterday. So it's about like honoring our past experiences with people that are now in the afterlife. It's about honoring our ancestors, that my ancestors that came from a slave ship, that came from Africa, that was captured from their own land, that was tortured, right? That was belittled, that was made fun of, that had to overcome so much, right? But leaders in our African American history, Harriet Tubman, right? Sojourner Truth, Malcolm X, right? 19 Keys, Billy Carson, Yaki, all these people, even now today, right? You're just seeing the beauty about you can never hold down a human spirit, right? You can never hold that down, right? So I think it's just beautiful to understand that if you're here right now, you're at the right place at the right time, right? I encourage you to be still. I encourage you to reflect. I encourage you to question yourself, right? What are you afraid of letting go, right? Because even if you let it go, you're not going to forget it. You know what I mean? So even the people that were in the California fire earlier this year, they had to let go of so much stuff. But when that fire came, right, they weren't worrying about trying to grab all their clothes, grab all their shoes, grab their TV, their electronics. They just knew that they're never going to forget that experience that thing gave them. They can make new experiences, right? And when you honor the present moment right here, right now, it's a godly thing to live in the now. It's a godly thing to understand that you're meant for more. You're meant for more. So continue to take that with y'all. This tea is so good, y'all. But I just want to get on here and just continue to show up with some value. Life is way too short. And I didn't want to forget that we live in the best time to create wealth ever. Right here, right now, going into 2026 is one of the best times to create wealth. If you have an idea, you can go use an AI model, Gemini, Grok, ChatGPT, feed it your ideas, feed it your plans. It will create an architect plan for you. It will create the building blocks for where you want to go to in your life. So I just say that to share with y'all. I just want to see people win. I want to see people win. I want to see people do the best that they can for themselves, for their families, right? For their communities, for their state, for their country, right? This is how we really change the consciousness of people, by becoming better versions of yourself, right? When you make yourself better, you make the world better, right? So Change your mindset, change your life. Other than that, as in the next video, salute.